All right, we're preparing live stream. All right. All right. So is iPhone, is that you, Michaelin? Okay. Well, I'm going to assume that that's who it is. All right. Well, welcome you guys to our Tuesday night power hour. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I know more are going to join, but you know what? We're jumping right in with our book. If you want to get out of the boat, you have to walk on water. I'm sorry. If you want to walk on water, you have to get out of the boat. Yeah, there you go. That's a perfect start. Um, and I'm going to tie the book into the training stuff for today. A big theme in this chapter was being a boat potato.
Mm-hmm.
So boat potato. Anybody want to give some input on what a boat potato might be when it comes to our Mary Kay business? Well, what's a couch potato do? A couch potato sits on the couch and like watches TV and eats bonbons, right? And watches
Yeah.
watches Oprah and scrolls TikTok. Okay. So a
Yeah, when
boat,
I was reading, this is Kim. Sorry, my
yeah,
my video on my phone's not working, but
don't worry.
I equated it to like in action, right? You're a boat potato. You didn't get out of the boat. You didn't, you may not be working your business or something's holding you back. It could be fear or just, you're just kind of there, but you have
Yes.
inactivity.
Yes, exactly. Inactivity. And you might like, oh, there's Kim. Kim, you're on the camera. Wow.
Yeah, it's just this little spot right there.
Oh, okay.
But I can't wear makeup or anything. Well, I could probably
Mm.
do concealer, but yeah,
You're fine.
I'm not
Well,
going anywhere.
it's all good. Okay, so we're starting out with the boat potato part of our book here.
Oh,
And so I guess like all I wanted to say there is, we our unit, we've been around for 23 years. 23 years. And that doesn't happen by being a boat potato.
Mhm.
So and getting the things that you want in your life, in your business won't happen by being a boat potato. I'll come back to the book. If anybody has something they'd like to say, please feel free. Um and
did you say something about this Spuds for you or something now? I'm trying to find, I highlighted some stuff, but
okay.
oh, it's really
This chapter I listened to when I was walking, so and then I got the book. So yeah, there's another part that I was going to talk about, but I'll do that at the very, very end. So did you want to share anything, Kim?
oh, let's see. I'm flipping through. So, mm, that I got a whole bunch. So is Peter talking about Peter's willingness to risk failure is what helped him to grow. And that failure does not shape you, it's the way you respond to that failure or
Right.
that shapes you.
Jesus, start.
Mm.
Keep going.
So let me ask you, how do you fail in Mary Kay? What defines failing?
Stopping.
Stopping. Okay. So keep
Mhm.
going, keep your big toe in.
Let's see.
Yeah, okay. Keep talking.
Be a soggy potato. Get
Hold
out
on,
of the
hold on.
water.
Love it, love it. Before we go any further, I apologize. I would like to introduce Michaelin to you. She's on the camera. Just everybody say hi to her. She's one of my new team members.
Hi.
She lives at the coast, so we're all going to come to your house.
Yes, that would be
But
great.
I have to share that I met her 21 years ago when Grace was born, and she was our traveling nurse. And Grace had RSV, and this lady here that's how we met, was at Valley Children's Hospital. And now she's a brand new consultant. So
Awesome.
that's
Yeah.
amazing, right?
That's
Um,
right.
Would you like to share anything, my friend?
No, just you said it. That's how we met all those years ago. And yeah.
So she's a traveling nurse. Well, you don't travel now, right?
Oh no.
Yeah. So she's a nurse, kind of a big deal. Why don't we just real quick, because she is pretty new, like just tell, let's just say our name and what you do outside of Mary Kay. How's that sound? So, go for it, Michael, and you can start.
What was the question?
You tell us your name and what you do outside of Mary Kay.
Oh yeah. So I'm Michaelin, and I have one son who's recently, well, it's been about a year, graduated high school, and he's going to community college. And I have a new dog after 17 years of not having a dog. I have a new dog, Togo. He's right here. And other than that, yeah, it's just mostly working. And
why did you become a
Yeah.
consultant?
oh my gosh, this is my third time to do it. So I just feel more motivated this time though than previously. So why did I decide to do it? Well, I need a little fun in my life. And of course, I'm hoping to make some extra money, but I think I'm also doing it just for a little fun and to meet people. And
Awesome.
so,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome. Welcome.
thank you.
I know that
Yes,
a lot of people are off camera, which is completely fine. So if I call on you and you can't talk, it's fine. But Kimberly Cherry, just your 30 seconds of fame here of who are you?
All right. Hi, I'm Kimberly Cherry, and when I came into Mary Kay, I was a paramedic, and I am now a nurse. I've been a nurse for 14 years. Worked in various places. Currently a school nurse and getting credentialed. Just started that program. And I've been in Mary Kay 17 years, so it's been kind of a stop-start, but yeah, but I'm doing it now.
We have two nurses we're all taking care of. Donna Hardin, are you able to talk?
Hello,
Hello.
you hear me? I'm Donna Hardin, and I'm the amazing Donna Hardin. And I have had my business for 18 years. And before that, I was in customer service and sales and worked for a pastry company and a manufacturer. And I just needed something. I wanted a backup plan. So I never knew because the company was sold and then it was sold again. And I needed it just to make sure that I had something in my back pocket. So, and I'm retired now. So I kind of do Mary Kay a little part time, and it gets me out of the house. And I have, customers that I, take care of. And so it gives me in a girl time, a lot of girl time, so I get to see my Mary Kay girlfriends.
Love it. How about you, Kimberly R. Ruggiero?
Good. I finally got my camera to work for my video. So I'm Kimberly. Outside of Mary Kay, I've had my business for just over a year and a half. I've known Mimi for several years now. We met through Girl Scouts. I had a Girl Scout troop that I was co-counselor for. So, and I was for customer first and then became a consultant. But outside of Mary Kay, I am a teacher librarian for a local high school here in Fresno. So that is what I do. Longtime teacher and became a librarian, which is the best job on campus.
Fantastic. Debbie, are you able to talk? I know you're doing stuff too, so.
Okay. Well, I I've been doing Mary Kay probably for maybe 10 years total, off and on, but I have been using the product for well, I was about 19 or 20 when I started. So what's that, 50 or 60 years? I don't know. Long time. And you know, with the recent passing of Kristen's loss, our loss of her has really made me realize how short life is. And I so want to reach as many women as I can in the rest of my life to introduce them to Mary Kay, because it is the best, wonderful, most loving community of women. So I want to reach, that's my goal for the rest of my life, just to pass it on, just like Mary Kay said, for you.
Girl.
You're gonna make everybody cry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't feel like I'm honored that you're here, honestly.
It just opens your eyes to how important life is, and really how many people that we have the opportunity to, just absolutely, we have that wonderful opportunity right in front of us. So let's go for it, you guys.
Beautiful.
I just want you to know, like, you guys have both been in our prayers. Like, I don't even.
He said, thank you.
Okay, Regina, turn. If you're able. Going once, going twice. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Hi.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
How do I go after that?
You say I just flew in from Chicago.
I'm Regina. I've had my business 7 years. I don't know, since moving
What do you
out.
do outside of Mary Kay?
Well,
Take care of her crippled husband.
yeah, I take care of my husband
And disabled.
and I do Walmart delivery, and I have a booth at a flea market, and I've done lots of stuff since moving to
It's Jack of
Arkansas.
all trades. That's awesome. And you know what? You're here. I'm so glad. So glad. All right, guys. So, like I said, I have tons of notes. Kim Cherry, would you like to share some about what's been going on in your Mary Kay?
Sure. Well, a couple weeks ago when Mimi had the skincare class at her home, I brought a guest, or she came along, and I got a new skincare customer, a couple of leads off of that, or referrals. And then still, she wants to book a second appointment, but she doesn't have a home that, like, they're tearing up her kitchen and stuff. So she was working on doing like a co-host with her sisters. So that would be really awesome, but still working on that. And then I also had another coworker that we did the online skincare class on Thursday. She ended up purchasing a CC cream, but wants to do the eStart. So I don't know if I told you that, but yeah. So I just need to follow up with the link on that. And I think for starters, she'll probably more be personal use and set up the My Shop and get some of her friends and family to start that way. But she was a former consultant, so I'm hoping that when life settles for her a little bit, she's got a lot going on, that she'll be building her business again. So very exciting.
Fantastic. All because she started plugging into stuff, guys.
Yeah.
So,
and I did the bingo too.
and she did the bingo. We're going to talk about bingo in a second. Yeah. I'm going to show a little video on the bingo. Guys, and then I know a bunch of you joined in on Janice's skincare class. And I want to give you each an opportunity to just say, did it, or you can put it in the chat. But everybody who joined on Janice's skincare class, I'm going to give you a whole this pack of new catalogs when I can order them. So I haven't forgotten you. But seriously, put in the chat if you are one of those people, or unmute and say, because there were a lot of you. Donna was there, and I think Debbie was there. Kim was there. Yeah. So I'd love to hear just like something that you got from it.
For
What'd you
me,
get from
I've struggled with the online when COVID hit and everything kind of switched it. I honestly kind of just shut down. And so, but watching how, Janice does her Zoom with like these 500 people on, and it's so simple and easy to follow. And you don't have to know every little tidbit, it's, just the basics of what each product does, and, give them time to, wash the face and put the product on. And I just found it very down to earth. I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
for real. In order to bring somebody onto one of her classes or one of my classes, do you have to know anything?
No, I mean she just does it, and she's so witty, and she's so funny, and like Kim said, she's so real. So she was doing like the basic skincare, and then those of us who were doing microderm, and then some were doing charcoal mask, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, if you had charcoal mask, take your charcoal mask off now." So there's like this little, oopsie. Oh, I forgot that. But it was just, I don't know, it was just so fun and humble, and I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
So guys, she's got an it's everything about foundation tomorrow night at 6:00. Okay. So if you can get somebody on there, that's the best thing, because then of course you're going to make money, and you can tell them, I would, if I didn't send it to you, I sent it to some people who responded. You can send them the link so they can find their foundation match, okay, before they go on. But she's going to go over primer, and she's going to go over powder and CC cream and highlight, corrector and concealer. So guys, you have an opportunity to sell a good $100 or more if you can just like grab a friend and say, "Hey, we have this event tomorrow, and it's all about foundation, and I'd really like to know what you think about this event. And by the way, she's going to give away like $400 worth of Kate Spade and Mary Kay and Michael Kors. So gosh, why would you not? And if for any reason there's not a guest, come on anyway so you can learn. Okay. That's the idea. That's why I'm paying her every month, is so that you're getting some product knowledge and the ability to learn and sell through virtual with, because I know a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. Okay, good. All right. Going through my notes. Okay, so star consultant, who can tell me what is a star consultant, like in a nutshell? What's a star? Anybody? I know you all, I would imagine, probably other than Michael, and everybody knows what a star is. Okay, Kim Cherry, go for it.
Hopefully I'll get it right.
All right, you don't have to have all the numbers or anything, but what's a star?
It's 1,800 wholesale in 3 months. So the best plan is to do 600 each month, and then you'll keep on track. So yep, so 3,600 retail, 1,800 wholesale.
Right, beautiful. Beautiful. And if you add team members and they come in qualified or Great Start qualified, that'll take you from Sapphire to Ruby. That bumps you up. And what that means is you're banking points. Y'all, I have been banking points. Okay, I was looking at this last night because I'd really like to get an enormous TV for my living room, but I'm like, I am not going to buy that. I have enough points to cash out over $1,000 in Amazon gift cards to buy that TV. So I'm like, I think I'll wait until the end of this quarter, and then I'm going to do it. So, I mean, hello, that's exciting, right? Yeah. So
That is.
yeah. I just want to encourage you, like, aim at that 600 every month so that you can, it's plus we all have a My Shop, right? And if you don't, then you need to set your My Shop up. But what happens is if there's a customer who's over in Morro Bay and she's like, and I'm targeting Michaelin right now, but it can be anybody, she's in Morro Bay and she's like, goes to marykay.com because I want to buy some Mary Kay and I don't know anybody. If you have set up your shop, then, and you're a star, you go to the top of the sorting list. Okay. And you will get more referrals from the company if you are a star. It's a big freaking deal. Okay. So just wanted to put that out there. So as a star this quarter, okay, it ends on March 15th. Okay. So we're only a month into it. Okay. Only a month into the start quarter. But I'm going to do, I really am excited. I hope y'all are excited. Be excited. We're going to do a paint night at my house. And if you don't live here, then I will send it to you. But, and if you're not a star, then you can still come. You just have to pay for the supplies. Okay. You have to pay for the whole thing. Cause I want to make it like a really fun girl night. And if you're like painter, I'm not either. Okay. But let me tell you, I've been obsessed, not even kidding, with working on my paint by number. And it's really relaxing, believe it or not, which for my personality style, I wouldn't think it would relax me. But, Abby and I just sit there for a while and we paint at the end of the day or early in the day, whatever. But it's super fun. So I hope that you will come as the star, you'll get first pick of, they are framed. I don't have them yet. Actually, they just came. They did just come. They're framed kits. So you'll get the first pick and then whoever else will get second choice. Okay. So star. All right. Bingo. Let's see. Okay. So bingo. Kim mentioned the bingo, and I don't know, maybe first, let me just say this. I'm hitting a lot of stuff. Okay. So if you're like, oh my God, there's so many things, the idea here is pick and choose what works for you. If you're like, bingo's too much for my brain, put it to the side. It's totally fine. But every week there's two, what's the word I want? Challenges from the company. And they're not hard, y'all. The first week it was hold a facial and show a product on social media. Okay. Then it was share the opportunity and share the skin analyzer app. Okay. And Kim Cherry, she did the skin analyzer app with 5 people on Saturday. So you got some earrings coming to you, girlfriend. So I'm excited for you. And this week, hold on, it is sell a skincare product. Sell a skincare product. Can y'all do that? We can all sell a skincare product, right? And join a live virtual event for education, which is Janice's event tomorrow night. Okay. And if not tomorrow night, then you can go Thursday night. Okay. Because Thursday night, she's got a sharing appointment. So, I mean, it seems like easy peasy. And at the end of all of this, then you're going to get, it's all on honor system. But then at the end of it, then you get a special training from Kim. Do you remember who it is? I don't remember. It's a big deal social media training thing. So anyway, let's just do it. And it helps you get to your star, helps you get to your 6. All right. Last thing, and then I'm going to show the boss babe. Okay. I'm so excited I haven't sneezed. I've been sneezing all day. Here. All right, we've got football square, the Super Bowl squares, guys. So on the Believe page, I put the Super Bowl, the squares sheet. Okay. And I explained it in the words. Again, I've had 3 allergy pills today, so please forgive me. All right, so here's what you do is you reach out to your customer and say, oh my gosh, I'm doing a Super Bowl Squares game here. It can start today. It can starts whenever. It ends just before the game starts on February 8th. Okay, so what you do is all these white squares, you're going to print this board out. And on all the white squares, if you choose to do this, you don't have to do this. If you choose to do it, you're going to put number it 1 to 100. Okay, there's 100 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to write it in pen. Okay, and you'll put the team names across. Now, these pink squares, you're not going to put anything there until after you close the game out. So I know Donna has done this before. And I've done it the last several years and sold multiple board game. I mean, so if you feel this, so for every $10 they spend, they're not buying squares. So if they buy a mascara is $16. They get their name on one square. So you've got these numbered. You say, okay, Sally, where do you want your name to go? And she'll say number 50. And so you write Sally's name on number 50. Okay. And the goal here is to fill the board up. All right. So if then I call my customer, Virginia, and she spends $100, how many squares does she get? 10? Yeah, I saw Kim say it. She gets 10. So I will send her a picture of the board. So she'll see like what numbers are available and tell me what ones you want. But you better do it now because I'm gonna call Susie Q. Okay, does this make sense to you guys? And by filling this board, you will sell $1,000. Can you get excited about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing, guys, women get into this. They really do. So you fill your board, get as many sales as you can. You can print more than one game board. And then after you close the sales, okay, you're like, okay, I've collected all my payment. Then you're gonna what I do is I put numbers 1 through 10. I think that's 10, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1 through 10 on a little piece of paper, put it in a bowl, and I randomly draw. So this could be number 3 and number 7, number 1, number 4, and so on. And you write random numbers across the top and random numbers down the side. Are you following me? Kind of, sort of. So then at the end of the first quarter, if the score is 7-0, okay, this team 2 has 7. I find wherever number 7 happened to land on the pink squares and number 0, and whoever's in, the square where it intersects, she's the winner. And you decide what you give. I do $25 a quarter. You can do $10 a quarter. It really doesn't matter, but people get excited about this. And what I tell them is that this will be applied to your next order of at least $50. Okay. Because I'm not just going to give her free product. When she spends 50, she can have blah, blah, blah. Okay. Kind of makes sense. You can rewatch this if you have questions, or you can call or text me. But the squares has been a really good sales tool. Okay. Donna Hardin, would you like to add anything to that? Oh, that's right, movie.
I would just make sure that you get as many squares filled up before you pick the numbers, or
Yes.
put the different team names on there. That way they won't know ahead of time what the numbers are going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
pink squares you don't fill out until you've sold the white squares.
Right.
But
And
we're
then
not-
when you
Go
get
ahead.
done, when you get it all done and everybody's name's on there, then you can send them a copy of it.
Mhm.
And then what's exciting is through that night when you're watching the game, you're texting them or texting everybody saying, oh, so-and-so won, first quarter, she gets $25, and it's like, gets exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it is kind of fun for us women. You know what I mean?
Really, it truly is. And if you don't want to watch the game, you can always just go to Google and find the quarterly scores. But if you are texting, like she said, it does make it fun and you get a lot more interaction. So you guys have any questions? I was afraid of this for years and years and years until just a couple, no, 2, 3 years ago. And when I finally said, explain this to me. And then I'm like, holy moly, it's so. And if somebody spends $15, you can say, hey, for another $5, if you buy something else, you're going to get more squares. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're not selling squares, you're selling product. And the product gets them squares. Okay. Kim.
Now, are we each keeping a board, or is it one board
Oh,
for?
yeah. No.
Oh.
You have your own board. Yeah. So you can
Oh.
sell, if you fill that board, you're going to sell $1,000, girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow.
I was confused.
It's okay. No, I was confused too. I have some written out directions. I'll get them and I'll post it. Hold on.
Well, and if you don't sell everything and there's an empty spot and that empty spot wins, nobody wins and you're not out anything.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm glad you said that, Donna, because even if you get 4 winners at $25 each, yeah, you're giving away 100, which is actually 50, but they also have spent more because they are participating in this game. Like women get competitive. Oh, I want more squares than that. So if you tell, if she says, well, I'll take a mascara, great, $16. But for every $10, it's not rounding. Okay. For every $10 you spend before tax, you're getting a square. So is that all you want, or would you like to add something else? Okay. And if they get to $50, then you can also throw in the half price thing and that can bring it up even more. Okay. Well, I'm digressing. So, all right. Are we good? Good as mud? Okay. All right. I am now going to share with you the Boss Babe. It is so good. It's National Sales Director Kristen Sharp. I hope you have your little worksheet to utilize, but regardless, are you guys still there? What happened? Somebody say something. Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah, we're still
Okay,
here.
it's just weird because you what happened? Okay, well, all right. So I'm going to press play and this is 14 minutes long and then we'll talk about it and we'll be done. Okay, here we go.
So have you ever had a moment where something inside you just knew it's time? Not someday,
Yeah.
not when everything feels perfect, but now. Well, hi, I'm Kristen Sharp, National Sales Director, and I've had several of those it's time moments in my life, and every single one of them changed the direction of my future. I've been in Mary Kay for 19 years now, but my Mary Kay story began long before I ever ordered my own starter kit. It actually started 39 years ago when my mom made the decision to become a Mary Kay beauty consultant. At the time, I was 5 years old and my brother Scott was 2. And my mom originally joined to earn extra money so she could put me in piano and dance lessons. But not too long after she started her business, she became a single parent. And Mary Kay became our livelihood. If my mom didn't work, we didn't eat. If she didn't hold parties and appointments, we didn't have food, clothing, or a roof over our head. So she was extremely motivated to work. So when people talk about their motivation or their why, I understand it deeply. My mom didn't start her Mary Kay business because it was convenient. She started because she realized it was time. Time to provide, time to take responsibility for our future, and time to build something that gave her control. Now looking back, I know it wasn't easy. She had disappointments, she had discouragement, she had seasons where things didn't go her way, just like all of us. But I'm so grateful that I got to watch how she handled those moments, because her career didn't just provide for me and my brother, it shaped who we became. Mary Kay wasn't just my mom's job, it was our family business. And we worked with her, we helped her. And even at 5 years old, I had responsibilities. My first job was to label all the products, and I did an exceptional job. And as I got older, my responsibilities grew. And we always had a goal poster hanging right next to my mom's goal poster. And we even had quarterly prizes that we were working toward right alongside her. When my mom was working for her first Mary Kay career car, I was working for a hot pink scooter, and my brother Scott was working for a Fisher-Price bubble blowing lawnmower. I'll never forget. And our first job was simple. It was to go to the babysitter and don't cry. In fact, we got paid $1 every time we went to the babysitter while my mom held a Mary Kay appointment. We tracked it in our little gold jar, and we would fill in a thermometer with every dollar. So even at a young age, I understood something important. This wasn't just a job. This is what happens when someone decides it's time to go all in. You see, our family Mary Kay business paid for traveling sports teams for me and my brother, our first cars. It allowed us to graduate college debt-free. And even though I grew up watching the success that my mom had in Mary Kay, and I was blessed to have grown up pink, like I call it, I wasn't sure that Mary Kay was for me. So after college, I went after what I thought was my dream job, to work for the New York Times bestselling author and leadership speaker, John C. Maxwell. Maybe you know him. Well, I love leadership. I grew up listening to his CDs in Mom's pink Cadillac. Yeah, I said CDs. I think before that it was tapes, like cassette tapes. But I called John's office 75 times and I got 74 no's until I finally landed a job at his office. And what I realized later is this: I didn't take the rejection personally. I understood that each no wasn't about me. It was just part of the process. And I understand now why I could respond in that way. I had already watched this before. I had watched my mom hear no in her Mary Kay career over and over again. I watched her build from the ground up, party after party, goal by goal, all the way to national sales director. I had seen firsthand that no wasn't the end of the story, it was just part of the process. So when I was calling John Maxwell's office and hearing no again and again and again, I actually wasn't discouraged. I was actually conditioned to keep showing up, conditioned to stay professional, conditioned to trust that consistency eventually leads to a yes. And without even realizing it at the time, I was developing one of the most important skills I would ever use in my own Mary Kay business: the ability to keep moving forward without letting no stop you. So at 23 years old, I moved across the country from Washington State, the one by Oregon, to Atlanta, Georgia, to work for John Maxwell. I didn't know a soul. I actually found a roommate online. I bought a car over the phone, and none of those were like normal at this time, okay? I loved working for John. I learned so much, but my schedule was brutal. I traveled 5 to 6 days a week. I was rarely home. I was eating off like the dollar menu. And looking back, I'm grateful. I'm actually grateful that I got tired of staying in hotel rooms. I'm grateful that I got discouraged. I'm grateful that I was broke, living paycheck to paycheck, because discomfort has a way of pointing you to truth. It forced me to ask better questions of myself, like, what do I want my life to look like? And what really matters to me? And that's when I realized it was time. Mary Kay had everything that I was looking for, and I could finally see myself in this business. So I called my mom and I told her that I was ready to order my starter kit. I'll never forget it. There was this like complete silence on the phone. I'm like, Mom, are you there? And after a long pause, she said, well, that sounds like a great idea, honey. So on June 1st, 2006, I became a Mary Kay beauty consultant. And the very first thing my mom told me to do was to hold a perfect start. She said, book 8 parties to hold at least 5, a perfect start. She told me that skincare parties were the answer to any question I had about the business. Now, in the beginning, I was actually totally against skincare parties. And to be transparent, I actually felt like I was above them. I had just worked for a New York Times bestselling author, and I thought I was going to come into Mary Kay and find like this new and better way of doing things. Well, when I started, my mom still lived across the country from me in Washington State, a 9-hour plane ride, and there was no like virtual new consultant training. There wasn't Zoom. There wasn't like FaceTime like we have today. And she told me, Kristen, book 8 to hold 5. That was like new consultant training. And well, I wanted to prove her wrong, like any daughter, right? My plan was to do parties just long enough to show her that there was a better, more profitable, faster way to build. Well, 19 years later, Oh boy. Turns out, oh my gosh, Mary Kay Ash and Mom were right. And I figured it out in the beginning that they were right. And this brings me back to my very first party, you guys. My hostess's name was Barbara, and I was pre-profiling the guest for her party. I realized that every single woman coming had bronze skin, and clearly I do not. And I had zero experience with bronze foundations, like no consultant training on that. So I called my mom in a panic saying, okay, Mom, what do I do? And she said, pull out all the bronze foundations and just put them on your face so you can understand the undertones. So literally I had them all slathered on my face, and I still did not understand the undertones. Like, there was no CC creams, okay? This was a little bit more intense. And of course the party started and we got to the foundation section, and I looked around the room and I was like, oh my gosh, everyone is orange, like really orange. And they knew it wasn't the right color. I was frustrated. I was embarrassed. I was so uncomfortable that I didn't even do a table close. I didn't even share the opportunity. I was like, get me out of here. I just want this to be over. And they were saying, oh yeah, that's not the right color. Oh yeah, that's not the right color. And then Barbara walked up to me and she said, Kristen, I want to join Mary Kay. And I said, you do? And she said, yeah. You don't even know what you're doing, and you're not even giving people the right foundation shade, and people are still buying products. Look at how much the people are buying. I can totally do this, Kristen. Now, I didn't know if I should laugh or cry in that moment, but I learned one of the most important lessons of my career that day. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to jump in. And sometimes not having it all figured out is exactly what allows someone else to see themselves doing
Amy,
this.
Kristen's off screen.
Barbara ended up being on my team for over 17 years, and she taught me how to find bronze foundations. She also showed me the importance of diversifying my team. But more importantly, she taught me that finding people that are skilled in areas you are not is not a threat. It's actually key to your success. And this is exactly why this season and this Kit and Commit challenge is so perfectly timed. From the very beginning, Mary Kay Ash designed this business to be built through skincare parties. The original intention was to book 8 and hold 5 within a 2-week period. Why? Because momentum matters. When parties are closer together, confidence builds faster. Skills sharpen quicker. Results compound. So when you're watching this and saying, yes, it's time, I'm ready to go all in, I want to encourage you to think beyond just one perfect start. Doing this Kit and Commit promotion, you have the opportunity to do multiple perfect starts. Not just 1, not 2, 3, or even, gosh, you could do 4 or more now through February 15th. Yes, there's recognition. Yes, there's the opportunity to earn a call with legendary National Sales Director Emeriti Linda Tupin and Pam Shaw. But more importantly, this is how top achievers are created. Now, before I close, I want to say this clearly because I understand. When I joined Mary Kay, my mom had already booked or recruited just about every friend or family member like we had. And there wasn't this big list of waiting for me to contact. So if you're thinking, oh, I just don't have the friends or family to book, or Kristen, I don't know where to start, I want you to hear me. You are not behind. You just have to build momentum a little differently. So here's the math. A leads are people you already have a strong relationship with, and know that A leads book at about an 80% rate. Now there's also B leads. Now these are friends of friends or referrals from A leads, and they book between a 40 to 60% rate. And then there are C leads. These are cold leads, facial box leads, random warm chats, vendor booths, people you don't even know yet. And they book closer to a 20% rate. And with technology, that percentage can actually go down. Now, how did I figure this out? I tracked it. And a tracked number grows. So all leads are not created equal. And what I have found is that many consultants have been spending a lot of time trying to book C leads with a 20% booking rate. And only focusing on C leads can be time consuming and discouraging if you're not dealing with a large volume of leads. So understand the math. You can't expect C leads to perform like A leads without adjusting the volume. So once you understand that, the emotion comes out of it. Also know that even when you're at parties that are well coached, not all of them are going to hold. And that's not failure, that's just real life. That's why Mary Kay said, book 8 to hold 5. People reschedule, dentist appointments, hair appointments move. So the goal isn't perfection. The goal is to get good at the skincare party. So I want to encourage you to dust off your starter kit and move into action. Sit down and make your lead list, starting with A, and then B, and then C. And if you don't have enough, talk to your sales director about how to get more leads. Get masterful at booking from your bookings, because momentum doesn't come from waiting until you feel ready. Momentum comes from moving while you're learning. So if you've been waiting, overthinking, telling yourself you need more time, this is your moment. But more importantly, this is how top achievers are created. Looking back, the most strategic thing I ever did was fully jumping into the skincare party and committing to mastering it. Because everything I wanted from this business came from parties. Confidence, customers, team membership, directorship, cars, the million, national sales director. And the more parties I held, especially when I held them closer together, the faster I moved up the career path. Momentum doesn't come from doing one party really well. Momentum comes from doing many parties consistently. And some of you watching this today, you're standing at that same decision point. You've been thinking about the next step, the next goal, the next thing you keep circling. And if it keeps coming back to your heart, that's not random. That's clarity. And clarity is God's way of whispering, it's time. It's time. Time to decide, time to commit, time to move. It's your time, and you can do it.
Okay, there we go. Hey, sorry about that. My daughter needed me to print something, so I didn't realize it would click it off. But okay, so I just took all of these notes. What did you guys get? I'd love to hear anything that you got. Kim Ruggiero wrote in the chat, she said, I wrote this on my wall calendar. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have all the answers, guys. What else did you get? Anything? Donna?
I like it when she said, and if you can remember back when you first started, the closer you have the parties, the better you become at them. And it just seems like that you just keep rolling because you're getting referrals from your bookings. You know what I mean? And so it's never like you're doing cold calls anymore.
Perfect. And I really want to encourage you guys to listen to what Donna just said. Donna has the best customer base because at the beginning of her business, when she decided to work, she was holding. Donna, how many parties were you holding when you were working full time?
I was trying to hold at least 3 a week, and that didn't always work out, but you booked more and then you ended up with 2 maybe. But yeah, I was working really consistently. And sometimes I'd have, 6 people at the table. Sometimes I'd have 3, but yeah.
And guys, for real, her customer base is so good. We have about the same amount of PCP customers, her and I. So I just want to put that out there. And you might not be holding 3 classes a week right now, Donna, but she's got the reorder business. She's got the customer service. So everything she said. Did you want to say something else, Em? Okay. Anybody else? What'd you get?
I got also kind of to tail on to Donna is that momentum comes from movement, doing many parties consistently. You don't have to do them right all the time. Well, the story I really loved was about those bronze foundations. And I just think about that like, I don't worry if I accidentally get the color off a little bit. It's like, we can work with that, but I just love that she tried them all on her face. It would have been actually kind of funny to do it at the skincare class with her customers, like, because, it'd bring a little humor into that. But, we don't have to do it perfect. There's always a workaround. Yeah, and just be daring, to do that.
I love that she said, move while you're learning. Don't wait till think that you have to know everything, and that is how top achievers are created. You guys, every single one of you has within you what it takes to, to do the Queen's Court of Sales, to do anything that you choose to do. Okay. Wasn't she good? I really liked her. Okay.
I missed a little bit. I was texting with the customer.
That's okay.
What was the A, B, and C lead list? I don't
Sure.
remember.
Does anybody want to answer her? Okay, so A leads are the ones that you're you have a close connection to. They have an 80% of those will book.
You okay, baby?
And then B leads,
Since this morning.
Oh.
hold on. And then B leads are like referrals. You get a 40 to 60% book rate. Okay. And then C leads are like when you do a booth, okay, or you put lead boxes out, and 20% of those will book. Okay. All right, I'm going to close with a couple of paragraphs out of this book. Okay. So this starts on page 47. It says, imagine watching all that God might have done with your life if you had let him. I could probably stop there. Imagine seeing, and Debbie kind of talked about this, imagine seeing what he might have done with your financial resources if you had trusted him to be generous. Imagine seeing what he might have done with your giftedness if you had trusted him enough to be daring. Imagine what he might have done in your relationships if you had trusted him enough to be fully truthful and fully loving. Imagine what he might have done with your character if you had dared to confess sin, acknowledge temptation, and pursue growth. I don't know that God will make any of us watch a video like that. I do know that if I think too much about it, I fall short of what might have been. It can become defeating. And that unrealized potential can be a club I beat myself with. Okay. But I also know that I want my life to come as close as I can to realizing the goodness that God intended for it. I know this is my only chance, and I know I want to minimize the gap between what shall be and what might have been as much as I can. And that goes on and on. I think that's a great place to stop. And yeah, I hope that this touched your heart, guys. And I hope to see you on Janice tomorrow. Okay? Mwah. Love you.